All right, everybody, buckle up. We're diving deep into the world of Tesla robotaxis today. You wanted to know more about this Cybercab they just unveiled, and we've got all the details. Now, I know you're all big on the future of transportation, following all the newest tech and trends, so let's jump right into it. This Cybercab, it's causing quite a stir. No steering wheel, you heard that right, no pedals. A completely driverless experience is what they're going for. To help break down what this all means, we've got our expert here.
Hey everyone, yeah, you hit the nail on the head. This isn't just about releasing a new car. Tesla's making a big bet, a really big bet, on a completely driverless future. And honestly, they're being pretty upfront about it, getting rid of the steering wheel completely. That's a bold statement. It's like they're saying, look, the future is driverless and we're leading the charge.
It's certainly a bold move. And speaking of bold, how about that price tag? Under $30,000. I mean, can they really pull that off?
Right. That's the big question, isn't it? If Tesla can actually make that happen at that price, it's going to be a game changer. But it does make you wonder what they're thinking. Are they expecting some massive changes in production, making things way cheaper to build? Or maybe the self-driving tech is about to get a whole lot cheaper? A lot of things need to go exactly right for that price to actually work.
And while we're talking tech, they talked about wireless charging, too. Inductive charging, to be exact. Can you imagine never plugging in your car again?
Yeah, it sounds pretty amazing, right? But think about it. Wireless charging at home? Sure, that's one thing. But for this to really work, you'd need charging stations everywhere. Every street corner, every parking lot. It's a huge logistical challenge. And that's just in cities. What about more rural areas? Lots of questions there.
You know, one thing I noticed going through all this is that not everyone's quite sold on Tesla's, shall we say, optimistic timeline for all of this.
Yeah, I mean, 2026, to have these things in production by then, that's a pretty tight turnaround, even for Tesla.
Exactly. I mean, we all know Elon's got a bit of a reputation for setting ambitious goals, but what actually needs to happen for this to really work by then?
Well, for starters, there's the whole regulatory side of things. Getting a car with no steering wheel approved for the road, that's going to be interesting, to say the least.
Yeah, I can only imagine the conversations happening in government offices about that one.
Right. And then there's the technology itself, the self-driving AI. It's
Yeah.
got to be more than just, functional. It has to be incredibly safe in every single situation you could think of. And let's not forget the whole manufacturing challenge. They're talking about huge numbers of these things. Scaling up production to that level by 2026, it's a tall order.
And all of that's assuming the self-driving tech actually works as promised, which, to be honest, we haven't heard a ton of specifics about. I mean, they mentioned cameras, but how does it all actually work? Are they using anything else besides cameras?
That's the big mystery, isn't it? You see, most companies working on this kind of tech, they're using something called LiDAR. Basically, it uses lasers to, build a really precise 3D map of the car's surroundings.
LiDAR. So how does Tesla's approach differ?
Well, they're going all in on what's called a vision-based system. Just those cameras, that's it. It's a pretty different strategy than everyone else is taking. Some people think they're way behind because of it. Others think they could be onto something revolutionary.
So we've got this Cybercab, this radical vision for a driverless world, but there was another thing in those sources, something they called a robovan. What is that all about?
Ah, yeah, the robovan. Think of it like kind of like a jumbo cybercab, like a 20-passenger van, but autonomous.
Oh, wow. So this isn't just about replacing my car with a self-driving one. This is bigger.
Exactly. It seems like Tesla's not just going after the individual car owner. They want to completely change public transit, ride sharing, all of it.
That's huge. I mean, fewer cars on the road. Maybe those giant parking lots could be something else. Parks, I don't know.
Right. It could have a huge impact on how cities are designed, how we move people and goods around. It's a pretty big shift.
It's a lot to take in. And of course, Tesla's not the only company working on this. We talked about LiDAR and how other companies are using it. Are there any other big players in this race to a driverless future?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Companies like Waymo, Cruise, they're already testing self-driving taxis in a few cities. This isn't just a technology race anymore. It's a race to see who can get this tech to the public first.
It's going to be an interesting few years, that's for sure.
Absolutely. A lot of hurdles to clear, but the potential here is huge.
Well, thanks for breaking it all down for us today. I think I need to go for a walk and process all of this.
Anytime. It's an exciting time to be following this technology. Who knows what the world's going to look like in just a few years.
Thanks again for joining us on this deep dive, everyone. We'll be back next week with another deep dive into the tech that's shaping our future.